Er. All right, hey everybody, it's Austin and Mason, and we are busting the memes on the internet, all the fun things, and not as fun as having a neck brace on, but at least it's warm. At least it's warm,
Ah, looking at the bright side, I like it.
right? Sunshine and rainbows, all the things. So this week we were talking about, hey, there's a lot of information out there, but I think there's a couple things that we get to see as professionals that we wanted to share. And I'm just going to go ahead and bring it up. I'm just going to go ahead and share the screen, bring up the one that we're going for here. And it's super cute, right? Everybody remembers Friends and like that moment when your client realizes the home is the one, right? And that's just such an amazing feeling, such an amazing feeling. Now, on my side, I'm like, it's kind of after you found it, right? But Mason, you get the really dig in on this. Like you
Oh
literally
yeah.
are there and present, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, this seeing this one pop up and everything like that just brings back so many good memories for me because we have clients. Sometimes we look at one home, it's the one and it snaps like that, but there's a lot of times people have been working really hard to save up money for that down payment, looking for that right house. And you see a husband and wife, or you see somebody that walks into the home and they just immediately know that it's the one. And it's an incredible feeling. It really is. It's a good, all good positive vibes for sure.
Yeah, and I think that is really the focus right now because there's so much talk about prices are this, rates are that, whatever, 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 right? But the point is finding that one. And I think you kind of because I remember when my husband and I walked in our house, we were like, you just like turn each other and you look at her like, okay, right? So I think this is where you and I really focus here on the Central Coast because we do have an inventory problem. We've had an inventory problem for years that is not going away at least for probably a decade. I mean, I don't know. Depends on how all the housing starts go, right?
Yep.
So, what are some tactics you're seeing right now that are helping people get success in this market? Maybe work around different options from a real estate perspective or from a rate perspective. Everyone's heard the marry the house, date the rate. This is definitely marrying the house, right? But
Yeah.
tell me what you're doing right now for some success tips.
Well, totally. So, first and foremost, I'll tell you what the most disappointing thing in the world is when somebody sees that house, they know it's the one, and they're not prepared to make it happen. So I've seen that happen way too many times. People are holding off. They don't want to go through the pre-approval process. They're just casually looking, all of a sudden that perfect home pops up. They're not ready to jump on it. Somebody else slides in there because there is such an inventory crisis. Even with the market slowing down a little bit now, the good homes, the really desirable homes are still going really quickly. And that can be devastating. For the rest of a buyer's time, they're comparing it to the one that got away. And there's
Yeah.
nothing that's worse than that. So, first and foremost, being prepared with a pre approval, with all your ducks in a row, ready to make that offer when that right home pops up is super, super important. That's why we always advise getting pre approved with a great lender like Austin is always step number one. And then working with a realtor that's really knowledgeable about the market, that has really good tactics to get an offer accepted. Writing a clean offer that's super strong, that's showing that you are well qualified, that you are motivated, that you are going to work with the seller, that you're going to stick to your contingency periods, close in a timely manner, work around what the seller needs to be more accommodating. There's a lot of intricacies in the offer itself, beyond purchase price, that can give you a leg up against somebody else out there. And that's why it's so important to work with a professional. And it's so important to work with a local lender too. I'll tell you right now, if we have two offers in hand and we're comparing an offer that's pre-approved by Rocket Mortgage or one that's pre-approved by a local lender, we always choose the local lender. I've had too many deals fall apart at the 11th hour with Rocket Mortgage. So there's just a lot of stuff like that that's super important when you find that dream home to make sure that you get it.
Oh, I love that. And there's two things I want to key in that you said is terms and being local, right? And so obviously we want to shop local, we want to support local, we want to support our communities. But I think one of the main things people forget that Rocket Mortgage is just some person somewhere that doesn't necessarily have a relationship with you, with the other parties, or know the area. You can go a mile away and it's a completely different like FEMA hazard situation, right? Like
Yeah.
having knowledge of the projects. Oh, this is this is the situation, we need to go this route or that right, I think is really, really key. And we forget that ingrained knowledge. But terms, you said that the terms of the offer can sometimes be the most important thing. And one of the things I love to do for our clients is not only get them pre-approved, but get them fully underwritten so they can close in 2 weeks. Do you need to close in 2 weeks in this market all the time? Absolutely not. But if you're coming in and maybe the top of your budget and there's another person that comes in with a little bit higher, but you can close faster, thereby saving the seller money, that's a big win, right?
Yep, 100%. Yeah. Working
Yeah.
with that seller, working with their needs and everything like that, whether that's a quicker close or it could be a longer escrow, that can give you a leg up, like you said, over an offer that's actually higher in purchase price. We've seen that happen time and time again.
Yeah. And I think affordability is a really big thing that folks are talking about. It's the holiday season, right? Where are you going to meet people for dinner, racking up the presents here, there, everywhere, right? What's Santa going to bring? And I think that as we look at, like, we're starting to see inflation settle down. Once inflation settles down, that's when rates are going to drop, right? Because, well, like a long-winded nerdiness. But to that end, we are definitely seeing a lot of still a lot of opportunities with the 2-1 buy down, with the 3-1 buy down. And so by working with a true professional like yourself, you can have that conversation with the seller so they understand and really get some tactics so clients feel that they've got a great lower interest rate to start the new year off right, and that sellers still feel like they're getting what they need.
Yep, 100%. Absolutely.
So I think this one is definitely a truth. I'm not going
Yep,
to say that this one's
absolutely.
a
That is
myth.
definitely true.
This
And
one's
it's a great feeling.
absolutely a
It's one of the
truth.
best parts of our industry. It really is. It's such a good feeling when you find that perfect home, and it's an even better feeling when you hand over the keys to that perfect home.
Oh, that's the best. That's gonna be the best part of your job for sure, right? Like,
Oh,
just like, here you
100%.
go, all the things. All right, I'll stop the share. I mean, Mason, you're always so amazing at what you do. I hope this brings value for people to understand, why are these memes even out there and what do they mean and how do you either bust them or take advantage of them? So always so grateful to be on your team, my friend.
Same to you, Austin. You and your team were absolutely amazing. I appreciate it. And I think this was a perfect one for the holidays. I love it.
All righty. Happy holidays, everybody. Rock and roll high five.
Bye, guys. Thanks.
Bye.